The first step, we need some potato. Any variety of potato will do, and you want to remove the skins from the potatoes and spend a minute to chop them up into little cubes, about 2 or 3 centimeters squared. You don't have to be too precious about the shape of the potato, just make sure you're chopping them up nice and small. Once you've chopped up all of your potato, pop a saucepan onto the hob, fill the saucepan with water and pop the heat up high. Chuck in your cubed potatoes and then bring that to the boil and then reduce it to a simmer. And we're just looking to blanch the potatoes until they start to get soft. So after about 7-8 minutes, give a piece a try, and if they're getting soft, we just want to drain off the water and then just stick your potatoes to one side until we need them. The next step is to prepare our steak. You can use any cut of steak really. I'm using a good quality aged rump here, which is perfect, and we just want to chop up our steak into small little pieces, roughly about the size of your fingernail. Not too small, but you don't want big chunks in there. So dice up your steak, and then the next step is to sear off our steak. So you want to pop a frying pan onto the hob, pop the heat up high, add a splash of olive oil, and when the olive oil starts to gently smoke, chuck in your steak. Season with sea salt. This will only take a few minutes to get some colour on there, so we want the heat high, a few moments, and you will have a beautiful bit of caramelisation on your steak. At this point, remove the steak from the pan, just stick it into a bowl, pop it aside with the potatoes, and we want to quickly take an onion. Chop the onion in half, remove the skins, and then dice up your onion pretty fine, at least as fine as the potato. So dice up that onion, and then you want to pop the onion into the same pan that you've cooked off your steak. So chuck it in, give the onion a good season with sea salt, and be very generous with your black pepper. And we're literally looking to caramelise the onions, get them really nicely roasted off and golden brown. Take your time with this. You want them on about a medium heat. Keep stirring them, and when they get nice dark and golden brown, add another touch of pepper, as we want some fresh pepper as well as some nice roasted off pepper that we put in at the beginning. And then you need some garlic paste. Go in with a few dollops of garlic paste, and then we just want to roast this off for a couple of moments. It is paste, so it will cook really quickly. And next, some Worcestershire sauce. So shake it up and add a couple of tablespoons of your Worcestershire sauce. Reduce that down, and then we need some plain flour. Chuck in a tablespoon or 2 of your plain flour, and then we do need to cook out the rawness of the flour for a minute or 2. So stir it through, cook it out for a moment, and then we need some nice beef stock. Pour in a touch of your beef stock, stir it through, and add any more that you need. We don't want it to be too liquidy, and as it's reducing down, we just want to chuck back in our steak. Stir through the steak, and very quickly hit that subscribe button below and give the video a like if you're enjoying it. And then go in with some of your potato. We want about the same amount of potato as we've got steak roughly. So chuck it in, give that another good stir through, and then you want to pop your steak mix into a bowl and stick it to one side and let it cool down for 20 minutes before it goes into the puff pastry. Next, we need to make a quick egg wash. So take an egg, crack your egg into a small bowl, give it a quick mix up with a fork, and next, our puff pastry. You can make your own, but shop bought is absolutely fine. And we want 2 sheets of pastry that are about the size of A4 paper, maybe a little bit smaller. And then we want to fill half of our pastry with the steak mix, and then brush the egg wash onto the sides of the puff pastry so that it sticks. Fold over the puff pastry and then turn up the edges into a nice crust. Once you've done this, you want to finish off the slices with a nice brush of egg wash. This will get them really nice and golden brown, and then a small pinch of sea salt. At this point, you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees and then pop in your steak slices, and we need to bake those off for about 20-25 minutes, or until they're beautifully puffed up and golden brown. And as you can see here, beautifully puffed up, golden brown, flaky puff pastry, and a beautiful, meaty, peppery filling. You'll never buy peppered steak slices again.